About to go ahead and get the stream started a little early. Man, Georgia sure has gotten some calls, though, like they really need it, but these phantom holding and pass interference calls, and I guess Georgia needs it. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I mean, I didn't see nothing Jason Marshall did right there. The holding call. These offensive pass interference calls that are not there, but they call it. When Florida gets a defensive pass interference, they pick that up, don't they? Oh, my goodness. I was happy to see Florida rattle Kirby Smart, get him pissed off. I was really happy to see that. He was so pissed that Florida scored 20. He is so pissed Florida scored 20. I'm so happy. Oh, what a piece of shit he is, though. They're out there trying to hurt Florida players on purpose, just like they did when Kyle Pitts. That does piss me off. They're a dirty-ass team. I just wanted to see some fight. Can't complain. That's what I wanted to see, Matthew. Saw some fight in the second half. Defense, man, came up big. I wanted Stetson Bennett to keep throwing because he was keeping Florida in the game. I will say this, though. For Georgia's, yeah, I mean, oh, look at this run. That was a good run. Georgia's going to get their ass beat by Tennessee if they're letting Florida score 20. That's all I got to say. Tennessee's going to put up 60 on their ass. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, in the second half, I saw a lot of fight, though. Really, Georgia, it was still a game. Georgia had to go for it on 4th and 7 because they were scared for Florida's offense. Georgia was shaking. Their fans, I'll tell you what, you go on Twitter, they were pissed off. They were like, oh, my God, we can't get to Florida. It's like, oh, my God. It was actually funny to see. I was like, I never thought Florida was really going to come back. But it seemed like Georgia fans were getting mad. Let's see if they call another foul, another penalty on Florida. Oh, no, they're calling on Georgia this time. Wow. I can't believe they're calling on Georgia. Don't see many of them. Well, they'll probably pick it up. Let's see. 42-20 though. What was the line? What's up, man? Tough loss. Hey, man. I just wanted to see some fight in the second half. Loved it. Love seeing the fight in the second half. I was pissed off in the first half. Billy Napier, I don't know. It's something happened at halftime. He got a little juice to him or something. He didn't look as clueless or lost. He got some momentum. They're going for it again on 4th and 3. 4-3. They don't want Florida to score again. They want to keep Florida's offense off the field. Let's see. Are they? They made Florida jump last time. Let's see. Not really. I didn't expect to win, but at least they didn't quit. They didn't. You know what, man? Trey Dean had a pretty good game. Actually, he had a great game to his standards. He had a great game. That 4th and 7 when Georgia went for it, though, that 4th and 7 when Georgia went for it, he was, listen, Trey Dean, I know how he is, but getting locked up one-on-one with Brock Bowers, that was a mismatch. And I said Georgia's going to use all their tight ends. I didn't think Florida was for 20, but I did say that Georgia's defense is not the same as last year. And it's not, they got holes in their defense. Georgia fans believe their defense is still great. But if Florida can score 20, I think it shows Georgia's schedule has been kind of relaxed. This is, of course, their toughest game. But, man, Florida's had a rough schedule this year. So, what is it, a couple minutes left? A couple minutes till the game's over. Don't want to hear if this program is broken. It's got some stuff to fix. Florida's got some stuff to fix. But I liked what I saw in the second half. Gave me a little more confidence. Because that game plan in the first half was terrible. It was awful. So I'm glad for the fight. I'm glad for the players didn't let down. Defense, forced 3 turnovers? It was 3 turnovers. Anthony Richardson looked really good second half. There at the end when he's throwing it up in the end zone, almost got picked. He's just trying to make a play. Georgia brought a safety blitz right up the middle, right in the face of Richardson, and I don't care what quarterback that is. That's going to be tough. So, but Florida brought some fight in the second half. Loved seeing it. They went down there, took the ball in the second half to start it, get a touchdown. Then on the next drive for Georgia, they forced a turnover. You would have liked to see Florida punch it in for a touchdown, but they got three. So, the fight for Florida I saw was great. 20 points. They probably could, like I said, they were just trying something at the end. They weren't trying to, get more points. They were trying for a touchdown. So, I mean, they could probably have a little bit more, but it is what it is. I mean, 22, what was the line? 22 and a half. Man, those guys know, man. Those guys know. Whoever does the bets, let's see. Let's go dogs, salute the Gators. They scared me for a minute. I think it scared a lot of people. But man, I'm telling you, I mean, I'm gonna say it again. Stetson Bennett, even though he's like Chris Winkie, 32 years old, he he fumbled. Incomplete. So, man, Stetson Bennett just, I mean, I don't know, he kept Florida in the game, in my opinion. I mean, I know Georgia fans, I think they like him, but great defense again, Trey Dean. Trey Dean with great defense. Let's see, Trey Dean with great defense. This team is trash, and Billy didn't help it today. He did not help it in the first half. First half, Billy Napier, that's where Florida lost it. I mean, first half they were down. I mean, 28-3 at the half. So, that did not help. Four straight 3-and-outs. But I wanted to see what can this team do in the second half. I was pissed off in the first half. I'm a little better now because offense played okay. Well, they didn't play the greatest, but they played okay. But scoring 20 points, 17 in the first half, not bad. Defense stepped up at times. You won on that 4th and 7. You were hoping, 2-score game, but you think Georgia like him? Bennett was a huge reason Georgia won the Natty. No, defense was the reason why they won the Natty. Stetson Bennett wasn't the reason. I guarantee you put the second and third string quarterback in for Georgia, they would have done just fine. It probably wouldn't even been close. Stetson Bennett the defense was the biggest reason. They carried him throughout the season. If they carried, that defense was going to carry a lot of people. Stetson Bennett, I mean, look at him today. I mean, Florida shouldn't be getting interceptions on anybody. And Stetson Bennett was just like Oprah. You get an interception, you get an interception. He just, if he's playing that bad against Florida, Tennessee doesn't have a good defense, but Tennessee's got a better defense than Florida. And Tennessee's got a hell of a better offense. Bennett with a touchdown pass to give Georgia the lead over Alabama. He made great plays, but you mean to tell me that if any other quarterback with that defense couldn't do the same thing, and it probably wouldn't even have been a close game. How good that defense was, anybody else, it probably would have been a blowout. No, he wasn't a big reason. He was not a big reason. He made some good plays. A lot of quarterbacks can make a play here and there. Stetson Bennett was not a reason. He was a big reason Georgia won. I don't agree with it. Dude's like 32 years old, and I hope he can make a couple good plays here and there. Georgia was not. Stetson Bennett was not a big reason. Georgia's defense that was giving up 6 points per game was a big reason. If they didn't have that defense and they just had an okay defense, Stetson Bennett would have had like 3 losses last year. The play calling, third down, long, right up the middle was ridiculous. Yep, I agree with that. Yeah, some of the play calling, like I said, in the second half but it was better than the first half. Way better than the first half. Oh my God. It couldn't. I think the play call in the first half was one of the worst I've seen from the Florida Gators in many years. It was bad, but second half, some adjustments, done well. Because I was like, man, this Georgia defense ain't like they ain't like last year. Ty Bowman getting a big catch. Love seeing that. 3-star. He wasn't even a 3-star whenever he transferred over. And then he got that, I believe it was a 3-star. But man, Ty Bowman, he's just one of them sneaky athletes. Play action pass on 4th and long. They knew we weren't running it. Nope. So was it 1 minute left? So no, I believe I really believe Stetson Bennett really kept Florida in this game for a while. I was okay with him keep throwing. I was like, keep throwing, please. Stop running, because then once they kept running, because that even Kirby Smart was getting pissed off with him throwing the ball. He said, run the ball. He's like, you can't throw. He was getting pissed at him, though. He said, the announcers, what they say, is there no RPO? Oh, going to Trey Burke, incomplete. I tell you what, if you're going to incomplete a pass, at least it's an overthrow, not an underthrow. But Trey Burke, that's just another guy that hasn't been playing. Quarterbacks, man, you got to get acquainted with your wide receivers. So, he probably hasn't been throwing to Trey Burke a whole lot this year. Trey Burke had a huge catch earlier. So, but let's see. Richardson back to pass, 2nd and 10. Oh, he's throwing deep again. There we go. Henderson. Just an upset with Napier, or I'm upset with Napier. I knew he would struggle, but what he is in charge of was not good. Play calling, clock management was horrible. Yeah, especially at the beginning of the game. Great catch by Henderson. Xavier Henderson. A couple big plays today. Man, that huge 73-yard touchdown. It was a broken play. Georgia's defense didn't have, I don't know what they were doing. But let him go wide open. And then a strike right on the run. That was like Richardson's best pass. Yeah, Henderson didn't even break stride. See, 1st and 10. You got pressure. Great block, whoever that was. But not that block. They got a sack. That's the thing about Georgia's defense. The reason why I know they're the number 1 team in the country. They just cannot rush the pass. They just cannot. I think that might be their 9th sack all year. So that's going to hurt them, especially whenever you're going in the SEC championship game in the playoffs. If you can't rush the passer, you're going to be playing up against way better quarterbacks. So, but let's see. Was there 53 seconds left? Ugh. I was glad to give Georgia a scare there for a minute. 28-20. I was like, oh my God. I really didn't think Florida would come back and win. I really didn't. But it really was cool to go on social media and see how many people were freaking out. And Kirby Smart on the sideline was freaking out. That really gave me put a smile on my face. But scoring 17 in the second half, it's like, man, I wish they would have played like that, like they did in the second half and the first half, but that game plan that they had to start was not good. Let's see, 2nd and 20. Don't take another sack. Man, you're giving Georgia, looks like they're getting sacks. Let's see who missed the block. Xanders just whiffs. My goodness. Xanders has been a disappointment. There was so much on him, and then it's just not there. I think there's a number 1 tight end who hasn't been committed yet. Florida needs to go after him, because these tight ends they got now are terrible. Zipper is just okay. Xanders, just a walk-on. He's bad. Man, he's going to run with it and then go out of bounds. So it's going to be 4th down, 14 seconds left. 1-4 record in SEC, worst start since 1979. I really do believe Billy Napier is going to get some flack for that. He's going to get some hate. He's going to get some – people should to ask some questions, especially in the first half. Dude, you want to see some fight. But there was what happened from the first half to the second half? Y'all played a lot better, but – you can't play games like that in the SEC and expect to win against anybody, not just Georgia, South Carolina, Texas A&M. You're not going to win like that. Let's see if they take a shot in the end zone. Just throw it, dude. What are you doing? What in the God's green earth? Richardson with the IQ of 5 on that throw. What in the world was he doing? I mean, Jesus Christ. 4th and 17, and you throw it out of bounds. I mean, he just lets the rush. He just runs backwards. Dude, there ain't no way this son of a gun. He needs to do two things: either transfer or he's got to come back another year. Because I just don't see him going to the NFL or nothing like that. So, what was it? 22 and a half, 22. Florida did move the ball very well, especially in the second half. Glad to see that. Florida showed some fight. It's his first year, but Napier still has a lot of questions to answer. I think so, Adam. I think so. I mean, you can't go. I mean, what is it? 4-4, but LSU the previous week or 2 weeks ago. I mean, this is this game. 22 is about right. I mean, Florida did come back in the second half, but that feels about right. Like LSU losing by 10, I felt like that game was just. It wasn't really that close because LSU really, they were kicking Florida's ass for a while. So, but, I was proud of one thing. The players did not give up in the second half. They played really well. Second half, coaching, for the most part, was okay. Patrick Toney didn't do terrible. Billy Napier did better in the second half, but it was terrible in the first half. It was absolutely god awful in the first half. And everyone wants to say that you gotta give them time. You do, but you can't just sit on your hands, or you can't coddle somebody and go, well, we're just gonna give you a pass right now. No, you still have to say, like, okay, well, you look like crap in the first half. What happened? Ask those questions. Just because it's the first year, you're not immune to the tough questions. You got to be asked those questions, like, why was your game plan that bad? I mean, maybe not answering. Of course, the people who ask the questions are going to have better questions than that. They're not going to be straightforward. They're going to be like, so why was your offense so anemic in the first half? And was it game plan? Was it because Richardson got hurt? So your game plan was skewed a little bit. I don't think so. I think Anthony Richardson was fine. He looked fine. I think it was a bad game plan. I really do. I really think Billy Napier didn't have any. I think he had no idea what he was doing in the first half. He looked clueless, and his facial expression will show that. His facial expression. Now, if you look from the first half to the second half, was a totally different coach. He looked like he had more momentum. The offense was flowing better. You scored 10 straight. It was 28-3, and then you make it 28-13. The defense got 3 turnovers today. They played really good. So, I know giving up 42, you don't want to say that, but the offense did put them in a couple bad situations. But, I mean, look, the play of the game was a tip pass that Bernie probably could have got 2 hands on and intercepted it, but it went for a touchdown. The 4th and 7, Florida, again, that's like that throw that he did in the national championship game. So everyone talks about the throw. Someone mentioned it earlier, the throw against Alabama. Now, there was a flag on that play. So when you get a flag, all the worrisome is out of the air. You can just throw it up free because it's a free play. So, Bennett did that against whenever it was Alabama in the national championship game. When you have a free play, you just air it out. So, Bennett, I think if he plays like that against Florida, I hate to see how he looks against Tennessee. And I hate Tennessee. But if Georgia plays like that against Tennessee, they're going to lose. It's no question about it. Georgia fans, if Florida puts 20 on you, Tennessee's putting 60. Tennessee's putting 60. That Tennessee offense is just scary good. So, but it's Georgia's offense. They put up 42 on Florida's defense. Not really a big surprise, especially they put up 28 in the first half. That touchdown at the end was kind of suspect because they called defensive pass interference, even though McConkey pushed off of Jason Marshall. I was totally confused on that. Um, so even the announcers were confused, like, what? But, that's what you do. I mean, when you play the number one team in the country, you're playing so much because they're going to get a lot of the calls. You hate to say it's true, though, but I don't think the refs or calls really caused Florida to lose. I think Florida's just, the talent wise, Georgia does have better talent. And, they have a coach that has gotten sustained success from his team. He's got number one recruiting class. So, they've built something at Georgia that Florida's trying to build. Let's see how many more wins we predict. Two. Two more wins. That's it. AR is not a quarterback. He's gonna have to come back. He's gonna have to come back or transfer. But if I had to put money on it, I'm thinking he's 8 games in. I think he played all right, especially in the second half. He didn't play very good in the first. Now, was that from bad play calling? Probably, but played a lot better. He gutted out some tough runs. Got to finish 4-0. I just don't see it. AR should not go to the draft. I just don't see that either. Matthew Walker. So we got to finish 4-0. I just don't see it. Texas A&M, South Carolina, Vanderbilt, Florida State. That's, if I'm not mistaken, that's the 4, and I'm pretty sure that's in that order. If Florida can go 2-2, I'd be okay with it. Billy is just like Dan. Let's see. It's hard for me to see these messages. Let's see. I can't see some of them. I'm on my phone doing it because I am unfortunately in the state of Tennessee right now. So, yeah. But, I like the fight. The first half, I was just pissed. I was like, come on, guys. Like, stop getting embarrassed. I mean, it was embarrassing. But, they gave up 28 the first half. They gave up 14 in the second half. And it took Georgia to go for it on 4th and 7 to get that. So the defense really stepped up in the second half. They forced 3 turnovers. So the defense really did enough for the Florida offense. But when they put up 42, the problem was Florida's offense couldn't get anything going in the first half. 4 straight 3-and-outs. The 5th drive they got 1 first down. So, they had a total of 14 rushing yards, and the game plan was not good. So, they're really beat from the start. Throw the ball away on 4th down twice. I don't get it. The IQ level of I don't know what's going on with that. Anthony Richardson did one good thing when it was on 4th down. He got stared right in the face of pressure, and he at least gave his guy a shot. I'm like, okay, that is incomplete, interception, whatever. You're just trying to give your guy a shot. But on that last one, he's not even going to he sees pressure, just launch it, and he's going to throw it out of bounds. It's like, man, I know the game's out of hand. It's well in doubt. It's over. But you're not even going to give your guy a shot. I mean, I don't know. That's just how it is right now. But yeah, 4 games left. Of course, we all knew this was the game that we all knew that it was probably going to be an L. It was probably going to be a loss. And 22. It was a 22.5 point spread. So Florida at least covered. Florida didn't let them score over 22. But 4 games left. The one that Florida will be at least. Let's see, Gators did pretty good with what they had. Defense looked really good. I thought defense did really good. Trey Dean needs to get. Trey Dean did very well today. Came up with some good plays. That 4th and 7 against Stetson Bennett, man, dude. That Stetson, or not Stetson Bennett, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. The tight end for friggin' Georgia. Brock Bowers. I mean, let's see, stop with the bad play calling BS. The calls were there again. After the first hit, AR kept handing it off on the RPO, called on third downs. He would have had a touchdown on at least one. I don't know. I think it could be both. Especially first half, I mean, Richardson is not the most accurate quarterback, too. I am looking for one Scully already. Is he in there? um, but, let's see. Bernie Dean played well. Bernie, man, he would two interceptions. One Napier can't call offense. He was definitely not. It was definitely not there in the first half. It could have been both. It could have been Napier and Richardson in the first half. But the second half, it was like they were the chemistry, whatever they had. It was good in the second half. So you would have liked to play a complete game like that, like how they did in the second half. But I mean, some play calling though is very suspect. Let's just say, 3rd and 7 in the third quarter, and you're still running right at the teeth of the Georgia defense. And I know what you're going to do. You're going to go for it on fourth down, but you're not even going to try to get something, to the outside. You're not going to try to maybe get a screen, maybe a running back screen, maybe get a couple more yards. But it's just like, I don't know. The play calling was still. It was better in the second half, but the play calling was suspect, let's just say. And, again, this is a learning curve for everyone right now. The players are still trying, even though it's 8 games in. But Billy Napier is still getting used to the SEC defenses. And he just faced one of the good ones in Georgia. And he's still trying to get used to it. I think it's been slower than what people were hoping, but but I can see a difference in the first half and the second half. So I was just like, man, it couldn't have looked any worse from the first half to the second half. And Florida played well. They did not give up. They fought. So that does tell me a lot. Let's see. Can Napier stop calling runs on third down and long when they know you're going for it on fourth down? If that's the case, throw the ball. Yep. What's up now? How about them dogs? I mean, I don't think anybody thought that Florida was going to win. I think a lot of people were shocked Florida put up 20 on them. Remember, I said that Georgia defense was not good, not as good as what it was last year. I got some hate for that, but Florida put up 20. Florida's offense is not the greatest right now, and they put up 20. So putting up 42 that Georgia did, that doesn't shock me because Florida's defense has got holes everywhere, but even that, putting up 42, I don't know if that's bad to say that Florida's defense still played well. I thought, I just think that the Florida offense put the defense in bad situations. And, the touchdown at the end of the first half was a little suspect when they called defensive pass interference, but Georgia wide receiver pushes off. But again, that doesn't stop, that wasn't going to stop Georgia from winning. Let's see, the play calling wasn't the problem. The personnel in there was. ETN was in there, and they couldn't stop him. Then sat him 2 drives after. That's Florida's MO. That's what they've always done. The dogs won, and the paint on me rifle turned out great. I'll call it a day in the books, boys. See, throw the ball. It's always a gamble for us to throw. It is. Anthony Richardson, I don't know how many, balls that were high, that were long. I mean, if you're going to have an incomplete pass, I like it being long. But, again, he's throwing to Trey Burke. Trey Burke had a big pass reception. I was glad to see him in there. Lingard had a nice little run. So, guys that are fan favorites got to play a little bit. So I got to see that in the second half. That was pretty cool. Ty Bowman, transfer that, was very underrated. I believe he could be a really good slot guy for the Florida Gators in the future. So, guys that are still new to the program were getting good reps. I see in Shamar James. I didn't see Kamari Wilson too much, but Trey Dean played well. Rashad Torrance. Oh, look at Tennessee. Tennessee, wide open touchdown. Kentucky. Yeah. Dude, Tennessee's just good. Fuck, they're good. Let's see. At least AR is seeing when he misses. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay. I'm okay when he misses long, or if he's, especially when it's a streak route or a go route, he's not getting that chance to get it intercepted. He did throw a couple that were under underthrown. Oh my God, Kansas State beat the mess out of Oklahoma State. My God, that doesn't really shock me. Oklahoma State usually does that, but you know what? The second half, I can say I'm a little better. Let's see, my AR is looking more like a slick than Gators AR. I can promise you that. Let's see. Hey, no turnovers for the second game in a row. That is a positive. And they were +3. So, the Florida Gators got 3 turnovers, and they still lost by 22. So, the Florida offense, I don't know, I can't remember how much they got off of turnovers. I think it might have been 10 points. So, they played better in the second half. Let's see, I agree, not turnovers, big plus. Let's see. I thought to myself, I said self. Okay. But how do y'all think? Y'all let me know in the comments. Y'all hear from me. Let me know in the comments. Did the second half kind of, you knew Florida wasn't going to win after the first half. It wasn't going to happen. Did you? To me, my opinion, I love the fight. I like Billy Napier changing up his game plan, changed up the scheme, changed up, for the most part, he changed up a lot of his play calls because they were terrible in the first half. In the second half, he got Anthony Richardson moving. It seemed like whenever he moves with the ball, the offense moves better. So, Dogs are the best team in the country. Thou shalt not be ashamed. In my opinion, I think Georgia is good. I think they're the top 4 teams. Tennessee is just good. Tennessee is the team, the number 1 team to me. To me, they are. But Georgia still has Kentucky and Tennessee. I don't know. I don't know when they play them, when it's back to back. Yes, +3 turnovers, and still hurts. It does. But man, how many times the Florida Gators defense get 3 turnovers? Man, I was proud of that. Patrick Toney, I think he's going to get a little bit of heat off of him. Let's see. I played wide receiver in college. Would hate AR as my quarterback. I can't disagree with that. Tennessee is better in my opinion. I just think they are, man. I think so. Their defense is not as good as Georgia's, but Tennessee's offense is miles ahead of Georgia's offense. And offense, dude, it used to be defense wins championships. Now, man, it's about how many points you can put up. It really is. Tennessee's going to put up 40 to 50 a game. That offense is just crazy. And they run a play in like 7 seconds. Like, golly. And Florida still almost had a shot at them. It was that was kind of more luck that they even had a shot. But Tennessee, you can tell even after that Florida game, they have just gotten better and better and better. So, Florida, I can't say that they've gotten better. It's more like a roller coaster. It's been, no. Oh, and then not so good. So, Billy Napier wants sustained success, and if you want it, it's going to take time. Let's see, first half was abysmal. We outscored them in the second half. Cool with that. Would have liked to outscore them the entire game, but Tennessee is way better. Because Florida has played both. And like I said, Tennessee's defense is not good, but man, their offense is just way too good. Let's see, but you can't do that as a coach, especially to a team like that. You need to have solid play call from start to end, all 4 quarters. This team is not good, and what kills us is mental mistakes. And remember, they were trying to fix that. See, I see the Tennessee-Georgia game over 100 points. I can see that. 56-45, Tennessee wins. I see that because, if Florida can put up 20 on Georgia, and even at the end, they were down to the 15, 20-yard line, but didn't do much with it. And for whatever reason, we're not even trying to throw in the end zone. But, man, if Florida can put up 20, I can just imagine what Tennessee's going to put up. And Florida put up 17 in the second half. So, and Tennessee's defense, in my opinion, is better than Florida's. So if you're so confident in Tennessee, let's make a wager. I don't bet. I don't bet on anything. But I am confident in I never bet college sports. I don't do that booking thing or whatever. Like tonight, 22.5 point favorite Georgia is, and look at the spread. Like, I don't know. Those bookies know something that we don't know. But I really do think that I think Tennessee will beat Georgia pretty. I would say 10. I'll say they'll beat them by 10. That's my opinion. I've seen both teams play. Florida has played both of them. Just Tennessee's just really good. I just even Georgia, no way. You say no way. I don't know. I've seen if Georgia would have done something, but if Stetson Bennett's throwing picks against Florida, just imagine what he's going to do against Tennessee. Let's see, nice log cabin. Where are you vacationing? Don't mind if I ask. Tennessee, unfortunately. I think maybe that's what's wrong with me. I'm getting this Tennessee air. Maybe that's what's going through me right now. This Tennessee air. Yeah. No, hopefully, I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I still haven't asked that question. I'm just. I fell asleep. Something might have happened to me because I was like sleeping a lot in the car on the way over here. So, but I'm trying to get better lighting. But hey, I like the fight in the second half. Let's see, Tennessee air. Man, it might be. I don't know. You know, it'll start messing with you. I'm starting to dress like worse now. Man, all I see, man, I just went into the Walmart over here, and all I saw was like Tennessee orange, and I'm like, man, God, it looks awful. I don't know how they can wear that Tennessee orange. It is god awful. Like seriously though, like I didn't realize it was that bad. But Ford at least had a comeback. At least they had a comeback of some sorts. I was happy with that, you know. But these, well, maybe next year or next game. No, I want 4 games now. The rest of the 4 games, I want to see the fight like they did in the second half of the Georgia game. But I just don't know if Florida can do that. Florida's been frustrating. It's like, man, they can play great at times. They can play really good at times. Maybe not. Maybe great's a stretch, but they can play good at times. And then it's just like the first half of Georgia. It's bad football. So, you know, ending it a loss to 22 to Georgia. It sucks. Now we got to move on. Let's see. Born and raised in Gainesville, Florida. Went to Gainesville High School, but I live in Tennessee. Much better place to live. I'm going to find out while I'm here, I guess. Did you ever think Florida really had a chance? Come on, Blake. No, I didn't. I didn't. And I said that whenever I made 2-3 videos, I think it was. I said no, they don't have a chance, but I would like to not be embarrassed. The first half I was embarrassed. The second half I was at least somewhat proud of the Florida Gators to give some fight. Let's see. We need an OC. Billy Napier. Offense is boring, not creative, same plays over and over. Now, I will say this, though, to come to the defense of Billy Napier, even though the play calling was bad. Y'all really think, like, I like some of our wide receivers. But, I mean, I like Pearsall. But really, is there a receiver that's a stud receiver, like a really good receiver? Justin Shorter, I mean, is he? You know, whenever he came over from Penn State, he was advertised as this great receiver, but I mean, he's had some good games, but is Pearsall the guy? Xavier Henderson, he had a couple of nice catches today, but does he look like that high 4-star receiver whenever Florida got him? The tight ends, Florida's got to get a tight end. I know they got some in the 22 class, Arliss Boardingham and Hayden Hansen, big tight end, but man, we only need 2 receivers. We only send 2 receivers out every play. I just don't know if it's because the receivers are just not good. I mean, they're not getting much separation. Now, on a couple of the scramble drills that AR had, I looked downfield, and I'm seeing no separation. Even Pearsall should be this great route runner, and even he's not getting it. Now, credit to Georgia's defense. They do have athletes now on that other side. I said they're not as good as last year, but they still got some athletes. Dude, I respect you, but you can't say how great the Vols are when they only beat Bama by 3, and Bama had 17 penalties. The Vols are really good, but not great. They did play them. They did play them in Tennessee, so that was an advantage. Kentucky about to tie Vols. That'd be cool. Is Will Levis back? Because if they don't have Will Levis, that ain't gonna be much of a game. That's right. You are right. We don't have any stud receivers or stud tight ends. We don't, man. We don't. I mean, Pearsall was going to be this great route runner, and at times I can see I like him, but man, just there's no like I don't know. There's just I mean, Florida usually has like a decent receiver, but it's no knock against the receivers that they got. It's just you're throwing now. You got Trey Burke, you got Ty Bowman. I like them. They're like fan favorites, but they're not your number one, number two receiver. Is there's not a number one, number two receiver on the Florida Gators right now. Let's see. Let's be real. All I saw on offense was two routes. Check down to the offense is boring, predictable. We need an OC. Look at Tennessee. And I wish one of the reporters or asking these questions would ask that. Like, why is there no, like, why is it because the offense or your receivers are just not grasping your offense? Is it because your receivers are just not good enough? Like, what is it? Levis is in. Okay, cool. I might turn over to that game. But, it's, yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses for Billy Napier. Yeah, the receiver's not the greatest, but, you have the route tree. Oh, wow, 7-7 tied. I mean, it doesn't surprise me because Tennessee's defense is not that great. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I thought it was 7-7. Tennessee's returning the 2-point conversion. Oh, no, they didn't get it. 7-6. So, let's see. 7-6. Will Levis is really good. So, he's back. This will at least be somewhat of a game. But 7-6, Tennessee leads Kentucky. Blocked extra point. Oh, wow. Got a tip on it. But anyways, back to the Florida game. Man, I don't know if you watched my halftime. I was just pissed. I was just embarrassed. I was like, dude, what are we doing? Enjoy your time in Tennessee. You have a good channel. I appreciate it, buddy. If Florida didn't have that fight, they didn't come out looking like that, I'd probably be all pissed off. But I think that does credit to Billy Napier and the nature and the atmosphere he has created at Florida. I will say that because what would have happened last year? What would have happened last year was they would have gave up. Remember South Carolina? Dude, that game was the worst game I've ever seen. Well, not the worst game. There is the Georgia Southern game. Maybe the Samford, even though that was a win, that was pretty bad. But the South Carolina game, that was the game that, everyone checked out. So they stand no chance against Tennessee in Athens. Let's see, Billy's clock management is the worst ever. He needs an OC. I mean, I keep seeing everyone keeps saying he needs an offense coordinator. See, now, I don't know if he would do that because I don't know if he's that stubborn because he wants control of the offense now. Let's see. On the play, Henderson caught the touchdown, but you can see our O-line absolutely bullied Georgia's D-line, driving them back with ease, stopping all motion, but we couldn't do that any other time all day. Yeah, the offensive line was suspect tonight. Jalen Carter was a huge difference maker for that Georgia front. So, under Mullen, the entire team would have gave up. I'm seeing, like I said, I've said some negatives, and maybe I've seen some things I don't like. I have seen some things I do like. And tonight, I saw some things I did like. 22-point loss. You're not happy about it. Nobody's happy about it. But you know what? You got to find positives in a rebuild. So, his control of the offense is running the same. And I agree. Yeah, he does need an OC just to take the workload off of him at least. So, I just want to ask the question because I've had this conversation before with someone else. How many coaches do you see that run one side of the ball and end up winning a national championship in college football? How many do you see? Kirby Smart doesn't call defense. He doesn't call offense. Nick Saban doesn't call defense, doesn't call offense. Dabo Swinney, I'm pretty sure he doesn't. But Lane Kiffin does, and look how bad that defense is for him. Now, does Josh Heupel for Tennessee call offensive plays? That's the one I don't know. None. Okay, so yeah, I wasn't. That's what I like. I like my head coach calling one side. And look at Dan Mullen called the plays. And the offense was looking good, but the defense was always bad. Because when the head coach is focused on one side of the ball, the other side lacks something. And the head coach is supposed to know, listen, you know the offense and you know the defense. So you can make corrections and you don't have to worry about just one side of the ball. You can worry about your whole team. So props to us fighting in the third quarter. But if we want to compete for a title, we have to recruit better. And I believe Florida is recruiting better. So I believe Florida is recruiting better. Top 10 right now. Doesn't mean that the Florida Gators have gave up on some of the guys that have already committed. So I'm frustrating at the look of the same thing every week. It's just boring. I get it. Blake, you look like the game hiding in a bunker. No, I'm hiding. Dude, I don't know if this tells y'all how tall I am. I don't know if some people can tell, but I can touch that beam right here with ease. But I'm a little tall, I guess. So, but yeah, it does look like, dude. I'm like, I get claustrophobic. I'm surprised I'm not like claustrophobic right now. But yeah, I understand the frustration. A lot of people are saying, it's the same routes you keep seeing. It's it's just this boring vanilla offense. I will say Patrick Toney, his defense looked a little better today. Look at Tennessee, they're running. Who's that? Small? Jesus. But let's see. Next year, we got a day one wide receiver. Ooh, aren't you? Hey, man, don't forget about Aiden Mazzell now. Don't forget about Aiden Mazzell. Aiden Jean may take some time, but I think that might be something right there for the future, especially Andy Jean. But man, don't forget about Aiden Mazzell, Aiden the Gazelle Mazzell. So Ammonia, when UF was clicking, they could hang with Georgia. It's just we were only clicking on about four drives. You're right. Imagine how fun tonight would have been if it was a top 10 matchup. Oh, it would have been awesome. Let's see. Any new OC big names out there? Please, I can't watch this for another season. Everyone keeps saying Scott Frost, former Nebraska head coach. That one's the one I keep hearing, but I don't see it. I just don't see Billy Napier. I feel like he's headstrong on controlling the offense. So that's just my opinion. What I've gathered from him, whenever I listen to him, whenever I went to hear him talking, whenever he went to visit Florida, it seems like he's got the grip on the offense. He wants control, and he might be a control freak on that. So let's see. We need to hit the portal hard. I think they are. I think the portal is like free agency now. The transfer portal is the new free agency, and if Florida can hit it hard, fill up some holes defensively, and I think Florida's got some good defensive players coming in, but can they help out right away? I don't know. I don't know that question yet, but for Florida, I mean, Billy Napier has shown that he hit the transfer portal hard last year without even coaching the game, and he got some good talent. So, Kimber out of Georgia. I mean, I like Jalen Kimber. I think he's a really good corner. Let's see, at least showed some fight in the second half. Yep. See, wide receiver one, hold on. I got to look at that. Eugene Wilson, who is, dude, that dude's electric. Let's see, and then wide receiver 2, Mazzell. Wide receiver 3 or 4 will be Reynolds or Caleb Douglas. Have Caleb Douglas this year. So I think he's redshirted because you can play in 6 games. So he's probably, he'll be a redshirt freshman next year. Let's see. Defense looked better because the players played better. That's right. Play calling was the same as it's been the last several games. I don't know. They must have lit a fire under their ass. Bernie had some good plays. Trey Dean played better. Really like seeing that. So let's see. I think we'll be way better team next year. I hope so. Can't be much. I'm not gonna say can't be much worse, but I don't see Billy trusting Scott off the bat. If Scott wants it. Oh, Tennessee got the first down. Let's see. Persuade Billy for the job. Scott could recruit for the talent. That is true. Don't forget about Andy Jean. Andy Jean, I think he's going to need some time, though. I think Andy Jean's going to need a little time that I've seen from him. And Tennessee's throwing deep. Oh, that's going to be pass interference. Nope. Oh, no, it is. Okay. Thought so. But I think Andy Jean's going to need a little time, in my opinion. I love the potential, though. Even what was it? Amari Cooper came out and talked highly of Andy Jean. I just hope Andy Jean has the patience, to maybe sit and work with Tiger Jones, work with the wide receivers coach, and maybe get a little playing time here and there. You can play 6 games, but being the top dog, hopefully he can wait because the talent is very there. It's there with Andy Jean. See, move Pigler to an off the field position, hire Frost for OC, fire Bateman, downgrade Tony to linebackers, and hire Collins. Problem solved. Let's see. Gene is an insane route runner. He will most definitely be great at getting separation. I think so, and maybe I don't know. I feel like Aiden Mazzell and Eugene Wilson can be ready right when they come in. Andy Jean I think he's going to need a little time, but from what I've seen. But I think that because he is rated lower, but I think his ceiling is higher than maybe Aiden Mazzell, than maybe like Aiden Mazzell, who Aiden Mazzell is rated a high 4-star recruit. Eugene Wilson is too. But Eugene Wilson is going to be electric. You talk about a guy who could be, I'm not going to put him in the same breath as Percy Harvin, but he could be electric. Let's see. Agreed, my brother. Yes, sir. So, I really, whenever somebody starts talking about the 23 class, man, that's like my bread and butter. That's like, man, I'm like, man, because I knew this season was probably not going to be, 4-4 is not what I thought. I thought it'd be like 5-3. I thought Florida would at least, maybe beat LSU. I thought they'd be 5-3 right now, and then win out the rest of the 4. But right now, how they're playing, I don't see that right now. But man, recruiting is what I've been keeping up with, and I love the recruiting side. It can get haywire. It can be, teams getting aggressive. You see what Miami's doing right now on the recruiting trail. So let's see. I forgot about Shamar James. Yep, true freshman linebacker. Played good minutes today. See, 23 class is everything to me, man. I feel the same. I do. And I've just kept my eye on it. Florida's ranked 9th right now. Really, if you look at it, it's like, what else do we have? The Florida season is pretty much, 4-4. It's, we want national championships, SEC championships, and that's just not there. So, you're looking at the offseason, and, you're looking at the transfer portal. You're looking at the recruiting class, and I think a lot of 3 or 4-star athletes, man, that put in the work and work their ass off to become a really good player or a great player. You see it you see it so much. So, but yeah, the recruiting class coming up should be a good one. And I'm hoping the Florida Gators can still land some key talent. And heck, 23 class, then you got the 24 class with DJ Lagway. I'm hoping the Florida Gators can land Desmond Ricks. Everyone keeps saying Alabama. Looks like Tennessee's down to the 1-yard line, 3rd and goal. But, oh, man. Today sucks. But, you got those low feelings. I feel like LSU, it was kind of a low down. It was a low time. But, man, you got to remember these times and go, man, remember how bad it was then. Look at us now. That's the hope. The hope is these are bumps in the road. These are bruises. You hope that it doesn't come to this for years to come. You want that when Florida's battling for SEC championships, whenever they're getting 10 wins, and they're right there at the cusp of Georgia, Tennessee. Tennessee right now is a threat. So guys, we suck. Let's see, Blake. Don't believe in recruits. Hit the portal. Hey, hit the portal hard. See, I feel good about next season. Are we forgetting about the D-line, Kelby Collins? I saw someone on Twitter put some crap about that. They said, will Kelby Collins hit the is he a flip? Dude, Kelby Collins went on there and said, nope. I don't see that here. Kelby Collins he's a beast. He is a beast. He will help out the D-line. Kelby Collins is going to be a big difference maker for the Florida Gators for years to come as well. But yeah, I mean, you just got to build for the future at this point. Look at Tennessee has done it, Georgia has done it. All the top teams that you see playing right now have all been to the position that Florida has been. So Florida right now, you just got to, after the season, you look back and go, okay, I see what we did wrong. We see where our holes are. Let's fix them. Let's correct them. And Billy Napier will have a full year under his belt, and hopefully we'll get it fixed. Let's see. Do we have a quarterback coach? Um, yeah, and it was it Rob Sale? I believe it is. Hey, at least it was not a baby score, 34-7. Florida put up 20. I was proud of them putting up 20. I was proud of the defense playing really well. See, next season will be the same with AR at quarterback. You gotta believe that this guy can't play. Like a who? I wouldn't even say a roller coaster. I mean, holy cow, he has. I don't know. There ain't no way he's leaving. He's coming back. And then one thing I'm okay with whenever if he comes back is Marcus Stokes, the quarterback coming in for the Florida Gators. If he's that future, or they were trying to groom him, or if it's DJ Lagway in the 24 class, Richardson can come in, Marcus Stokes can sit behind him, and then you have Jack Miller right behind him. I don't know, maybe there'll be a quarterback. Now Jack Miller will be, because he came in from the transfer portal. So now Jack Miller will be in the offense that Billy Napier has had for a whole year. Now maybe Jack Miller can compete. So, I'm not saying that, Anthony Richardson, the talent is there, man. The talent is there. It's just something else is just not clicking for him. But maybe Jack Miller can, have an off season. Maybe something happens at the end of the season. Jack Miller comes in, plays well, and really pushes for the starting job, the following year. So, Jack Miller was a former 4-star recruit from Ohio State, left Ohio State, transferred to Florida. So, it's not out of the question that Jack Miller may maybe push Anthony Richardson. Jalen Kitna came in during the Eastern Washington game, played well. So, let's see. Lemon Cent, UGA allowed a close game, a little bit, but but yeah, it was a tough night for me because man, I was reeled back in 28-20. Florida's got some momentum. They had all the momentum, and Georgia threw one pass. They just ran it. I was like, keep throwing, Stetson Bennett. They just kept running. I was like, check. Let's see. Nah, don't start Jack Miller. I wouldn't say don't start him, but if Jack Miller progresses, you've seen other Ohio State quarterbacks leave Ohio State, go to another team, and then ball out, a la Joe Burrow. And Tennessee scores a touchdown. Start the second half. That was just too easy. So, and they did that all on the ground, I believe. I don't think there was many throws in that. So, let's see. Stokes is looking better every game. Like to hear that. And maybe he can, sit behind a year. And then you'll have Stokes, groomed and ready. And then maybe Florida can land DJ Lagway in the 24 class. And then redshirt him. Maybe he'll be ready. Man, DJ Lagway, I think he's like 6'2", 225 as a junior right now in high school. Miller looked bad in the spring game. He did, but then I heard he was starting to look better up until his thumb injury. So, the spring game, he did look bad because I was calling. I was like, man, I don't see it. But then once the off seasons, or once the fall camp started, they said he was grasping the offense better. He was looking better. So and now I physically didn't see it. So I can't say without a shadow of a doubt, he's going to be, he has progressed so much. But the reports have came out and said that he was grasping the offense a lot better. So, but Jack Miller's thing is, it's Billy Napier's offense is not a pro style offense. It's not fit for Jack Miller, which I thought it was weird whenever the Florida Gators got him in the transfer portal, because Billy Napier likes a dual threat quarterback. Jack Miller is far from that. He can move a little bit, but he's a pro style quarterback that wants to stay in the pocket. So you got two totally different quarterbacks. And Tennessee misses the extra point. I believe they had a 15-yard penalty. They missed the extra point, 13-6. So both teams miss an extra point. 7-point game between Tennessee and Kentucky. But guys, I'm going to end the stream. Sucks. Loved the fight. I'm going to close it with that. Loved the fight. Defense played well. Trey Dean played a hell of a game. Amari Burney played a heck of a game. He was trying to knock down the ball. It popped up in the first half. Brock Bowers gets a 73-yard touchdown off of a fluke play. It is what it is. That's just football. Sometimes the football gods are against you. Kitna threw dimes in the real game. You are right. You are correct about that. Let's see. It's a better fit for Kitna. Okay. Stokes has had 3 touchdowns past 2 games. That's not great. UGA will not win it all. I don't believe so. I believe that Tennessee is probably the better team in college football. I don't believe like teams like Ohio State. I just don't. I don't see it. I believe Tennessee. Alabama's getting back one of their star receivers. I think he's coming back. Could Alabama get a fire lit up under them now after losing to Tennessee? So we'll have to see. Let's see. Thanks. Hit the like. Go Gators. Yes, hit the like button for me. I appreciate y'all. Go get Lane Kiffin. Whoo! As an OC, I would love that. But all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna get going here. I'm gonna enjoy the time that I have. I think I'm gonna enjoy the time I have here in Tennessee. We'll see. So many Tennessee shirts. I don't know if I'm gonna have to if somebody sees me with a Florida Gator jersey or something, they're gonna say something. They're gonna say something. I don't know if I can't hold my tongue too long. Let's see. Texas Ole Miss deadlocked 7-all right now. And we play Texas A&M next week. Oh, God. All right, guys. Well, hey, I appreciate y'all. Oh, last one. Tennessee is going to lose to Georgia. Then Georgia will lose in the championship game and then not be in the Final Four. Tennessee will make the top 4. We would have to pay Billy out like $45 million. There's just no way. I see I think he's got a longer leash. I believe he's locked in for at least 3 years. So don't see that happen. Don't see anybody getting fired unless Billy Napier wants to make a change at the defensive coordinator position. But and again, I don't see that right now. But hey, everyone, I appreciate y'all watching my channel. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Yes, 3 for sure. I just don't see it. I think 3 minimum. And then I think they'll evaluate after year 3. See, I always wanted Hugh Freeze. Yes, but I don't think the SEC would allow that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's plenty of videos about Hugh Freeze and what happened. So the SEC probably would not like that. But hey, guys, as always, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one. As always, go Gators.